Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 2nd of December. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you're all very, very well. Alright, coming up today, we've got £25. It's been sort of the pattern, I think, the last few weeks of 25 on a Wednesday and a Friday and lower on the Thursday. So 25 Friday. Only three bets though. It's three variations of a lucky of something. It's £25 across three bets. First race is 220 Sandown. 220 Sandown is the first race. I know I'm sure there'll be a few people going, "Oh, have you not got another one of those little win bets that served us well today?" It changes. I've got a few things in my arsenal, and luckies is like the core element, and other things kind of come and go as and when they're there or not. So yeah, there is not an equivalent bet of that today. We're mainly focused Dundalk and Newcastle. So that's coming up. Before we do that, I'll do the review of yesterday or tonight, depending on whenever you looked at it. But the review of Thursday, and I'm going to try and keep the waffle down to a minimum because I'm uploading this quite late tonight. So how do we do? Well, the channel had it as 15 on, 12.06 back. So the channel had it as a slight loss, but I'm hoping most people put it on as advised with a bog bookie. And if that was the case, then you should have come out with a small profit. 365 fared the best. So let's look through. So this one for the channel, I think it paid back like 9.92, something like that. I think if you put that on with something like a bog bookie, then you probably would have got more like 14 quid back. So there was a fair variation there, and that would have been the difference between making a profit or not. So basically, we had three winners, and it's only the short one, the shortest one that got turned over, and it wasn't far away. So had that landed, it would have been a really nice, about 60 quid or something like that for the channel. And if you'd done it as bog, probably more like 70, 75, something like that, I think. So yeah, it would have been pretty good. As it was a profitable bet, but just that last one would have made a right difference. So that was the best one of the day. Then in the 255 at Wincanton, which was my race of the day. Oh, my papers are in the wrong order. We had one. Got a little fruit fly flying around my face. How lovely. House seems to be infested with them, with all these blinking plants behind me. So we've got 12.55 Wincanton. That was dud. That then placed. It was second. The Wise Traveller was second, and unfortunately Fast Buck wasn't in the frame. So we had 2 seconds. So we got a little bit back on bet 2, and then on bet 3, that was second again. So it was in both bets. Then Amelia's Dance. It was close. It was really close. And I know if you put that on last night and you put it on before the non-runner, you'd have had 40s on Amelia's Dance, and bet 365 paid out. So if you put the bet on after the first non-runner, they took it down to 3 places. If you placed the bet before, they honoured the 4 place, and they paid out on it. So yeah, you would have got you got a double there because unfortunately the 2 Chelmsford ones were poor. But yeah, it would have been a nice little double to add in the coffers there. It didn't make any difference here because it was a 40 to 1 place for 365 if you bet early doors, but nothing happened in the 430. So small win for most, small loss for the channel. So the channel for the week is down 25. Hopefully, no one's down as much as that. But clearly we're running a little bit behind. But officially started December for the channel on a minus 294. So not the end of the world. So what does Friday look like? So starting on with the big price bet that I'm sure people get excited about. So here what we've got, 220 Sandown. I'm having a little one at this. I'd like to know. It's a 6-runner race. It's a Grade 2 novice hurdle. They're really, really unexposed. And the way I would read the form is I don't think that one is as far away from the others as the betting suggests. I think it could be a competitive race. Any of them could come and go and win that race. The favourite looks like the right favourite. But it's a novice hurdle. Things can happen, and I just think it's worth chancing at the odds. So you know, if I was picking them blind and said which one if they were all the same price, I wouldn't be picking that horse. But there's value in the price at 25s. I think it should be probably more like 12 to 14 to 1. I don't think it will go down that in the betting unless it's quite fancied. I think, but yeah, I think there's value in the price, so that's why it's in there. And then we've got 3 at Dundalk that I like at a bit of a price worth a go. So we've got 5 o'clock Dundalk, Sunday Sovereign at 50s, 6 o'clock Steel Bull at 25s, and 8:30 Irish Act 25s. There's something in all of those form that says they could be frame horses, but they're not consistent for a variety of reasons. So we've done it as we've done before, just a 10p each way lucky 15, but then to basically make it the equivalent of a standard 20p, we've actually got 6 times 25p each way doubles, which basically means in the eventuality that only 2 of them place, we're going to get a much better return than we would have done had we just done it as a straightforward 20p lucky 15. If it is 3 that place, then we're marginally behind where we would have been in terms of that. If 4 place, then we would have been better off doing the lucky 15. That's how it works out. So 10p each way lucky 15, 6 times 25p each way double. So you put them all in the bet slip, and then a 50p each way single on Sunday Sovereign. So online, in your multiples, you've got 10p in the lucky 15 section, you've got 25p each ways in the double section, and then a 50p each way single on Sunday Sovereign. I want to cover the big price because the amount of times you see it on this channel where it's the big price is the horse that is the one that seems to do the business. So I'll jinx it, but for Friday by putting the extra 50p on it. I think it's worth a go, and it's definitely not 50 to 1 shot. So that is bet 1. It's £7 you bet. Sky Best, then Coral, then 365. I would rank them in that order. Then bet 2, all at Newcastle. Now, watch out here is Sky are best because Sky are 5 on all 4 races. There is 14 runners in all 4 races, 1 non-runner, and that brings it down to 4 places. Most bookies, with the exception of Paddy Power, avoid Paddy Power at Newcastle tomorrow. Very much like Lingfield earlier in the week, avoid it with Paddy. Newcastle have got particularly bad terms. They're 3 across the board on all these Newcastle races, so avoid betting at Newcastle with Paddy Power. So these are 5 across the board with Sky, 4 with most other bookies. But yeah, 1 non-runner in any one of those races, and Sky will knock it down to 4. So it's one of those ones you have to watch out for because it could well be like a red herring. You think, I'm getting an absolute winner here. The likelihood is there'll be a couple of non-runners knocking about in Newcastle in these races, so it's going to knock down. But to start with, it's a better bet with Sky Bet. And then it's 365 or Coral where you'll get Bog and you'll get 4 places anyway. If they all turn out and we actually get 5 places, then that's really, really favourable terms. So we've got a 25p each way lucky 15 bet. So it's a slightly higher lucky 15 than usual on the Newcastle horses. That's bet 2. And then I'm going to finish with a lucky 31, 1 at Exeter, 4 at Dundalk. So bet 3 is this. 3:10 Exeter, some detail. That's in the long distance chase race. We'll have a go at 9s. None of these are massive prices, clearly. Then we've got 5 o'clock Dundalk, no speed limit 9s. 6 o'clock Dundalk, Walhan 15 to 2. 6:30 Dundalk, Vlad the Impaler, and 8:30 Dundalk, a bit of a late one there, the Peckham Pouncer 12s. And 16 pence each way, lucky 31. And then there was an odd amount left over, which is why it's a 29p each way double, which rounds it up to £10.50 for this bet. So it's a total £25 stake for the day. Unlike the bet before, Sky best, but Paddy Power are second best. So there's one of these races, I can't remember which one off the top of my head now, where Paddy are 4 and Sky are 4, but no one else is. So it makes Paddy just slightly favourable for this bet. So that is bet 3. All 3 bets, I've literally got 1 horse that's sort of like around the 3 o'clock mark, somewhere there or abouts. And then there's a gap to everything else. So most of the horses are running sort of in late afternoon, early evening. So we've got 1 horse in each race. So it'll be interesting to see because if we get some good results, it's going to look nice going into the evening. If the first 3 go down, we're going to be like, oh, here we go. It's never over till it's over, as we've learned a number of times on this channel. But yeah, all right, that's it. I'm gonna I'll cut any waffle out, and then I'll be back Saturday morning. It's Tingle Creek day. Whenever these days are when we talk about these grade ones, they're normally ones I don't even touch on the channel because there's about 4 runners. So it's a good spectacle to watch because you've got top class horses, but actually from a betting point of view, they're normally quite poor. But we'll see what's left of the Tingle Creek and whether I think there's anything worth taking value wise. Yeah, and then I think it's going to be like another Saturday that we've had recently. I think it's sort of just going to end up being bits and bobs. I think it's not looking anything particularly special. All right, I'll be back, as I said, Saturday morning. I'll be on the free bets video on freebets.com. That'll be out earlier before the regular video will be out. And I need to get the regular video out because I've got big plans. Got to go to the school Christmas fair. So it's all going on Saturday. And then I might actually, after they've come back, I might get the Christmas decorations up. So I've got to get my prioritisation right. So I've got to get the videos done, and then it's all Christmas in my house for Saturday. Apologise if you don't celebrate Christmas, or you think that putting up Christmas decorations on like the 3rd of December is too early, or likewise if you are outraged because you put yours up on the 4th of October. Any which way it is, deal with it. I'll be back on Saturday morning. I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Bye bye.